Hey everyone, it's time to Nefes and Chill. In this video, we're going to briefly go over the history of feedback groups in The Elder Scrolls Online. To start, what are feedback groups? Well, feedback groups are simply organizations of players or groups of players who directly communicate with somebody from ZeniMax Online Studios in order to give feedback about The Elder Scrolls Online, such as combat aspects and so forth. To be clear, the feedback from these groups were and are taken into consideration alongside the main means of feedback such as the official ESO forums, Twitter, and the ESO subreddit, although the focus of feedback may vary or be drastically different amongst the groups. On a personal side note, I used to be or am currently in some of these feedback groups, which has given me insight into the history and development of these groups. Perhaps the earliest known example of feedback groups started with the ESO Guild Summit of 2014, which at great length went over a lot of the fundamental foundations of ESO, with 20 guilds and online communities invited, one of the groups being the former Ray Guild, Hodor. Sometime later, Entropy Rising, the guild that represented the now retired Tamriel Foundry website, became a sort of feedback group. However, this came under controversy on the official ESO forums at one point when many players saw this as one group being given privileges or special treatment by the developers. After 2015, the format of the feedback groups transitioned into those organized by community leaders such as guild masters, guild officers, and other prominent PvP, social, and trade guilds or representatives of such groups. Examples of this included the Durrani Dynasty, the Council of Nirn, the Towers Group, and others that are now defunct or continue to exist in much smaller numbers or forms compared to years ago. There are also currently two feedback groups that exist for more narrow purposes, such as the Council of Raiders, which gives feedback on PvE content to one specific developer from the PvE department, and the group chats of add-on developers who communicate with one specific developer from the API or add-ons department from ZOS. Interestingly, the format of how the feedback was given to developers over ESO also changed, most likely due to the heavy workload of developers and difficulty in scheduling direct meetings with feedback groups. The introduction of Discord usage also affected how the groups could communicate and organize feedback with developers. Yet, the larger the game grew, the more difficult it also became to handle the ever-growing stream of feedback. Thus, a program called the Class Representative Program was created pre-Elsewhere. In its first iteration, the Class Representative Program was based on popular nominations with one representative representing a specific class or subclass, such as Dragon Knights or Magic Dragon Knights. The program suffered a setback in the form of an NDA breach by one of its representatives, which resulted in a serious leak of patch notes weeks before it came out. Eventually, 5 out of the original 10 class reps slots were available, and 5 new class reps were chosen. The current 10 class representatives are Outcast, Cab Life, Seasitch, Fear Turbo, Ganda Impaler, Glorious, Mazel, Quantum, Reborn Zombie, and myself. The focus of the class reps have also broadened from simply class balance feedback to combat feedback since the second iteration of the program. Many people have never heard of these feedback groups, or even the class rep program, or assumes that there are no feedback groups or that ZOS doesn't listen to feedback in any capacity whatsoever. However, they do exist, or have existed, and whatever feedback is given to ZOS in whatever manner is taken, but not necessarily acted upon 100% of the time. If you want to pass feedback through the class reps, you can join the ESOU Discord link down in the comments below, and also join almost 16,000 other ESO players in that server. Hopefully you learned a thing or two about ESO feedback groups from this video and enjoyed doing so. Thank you for Nefes and chilling, stay safe and have fun, and see you guys next time.